Hello, everyone. This is Jeanette the Oracle. Welcome to this week's Oracle Talks. I'll give a minute or so for folks to come in. I am streaming both on Instagram as well as YouTube, but I do invite folks who are on Instagram to please subscribe to the Inner Alchemy YouTube channel. Just because, you know, Instagram does its thing sometimes, and sometimes they want to be nice to creators and other times they do not. So I always have my YouTube channel going as well. So please make sure you follow me there. As you come in, I'm of course waving to folks here on IG, but as you come in, please say hello, tell us your name, where you're joining from, and what you might be sipping on. I will start. My name is Jeanette the Oracle. I'm founder and CEO of Inner Alchemy, a spiritual life coaching and business strategy business for visionaries, leaders, light workers, creatives, everybody, right? And I'm joining you from sunny California, Southern California, and I have some Earl Grey tea right now that is currently steeping. I would say actually it's cloudy. It's not sunny today. Hopefully it will get sunny later on. But yeah, that's where we are. I will say in advance, apologies for any noise. There is construction happening beneath, so hopefully it won't be too distracting. But yeah, I just want to give a heads up about that as it starts again. It was really bad yesterday, but hopefully it won't be as bad today. So as you can see from the title, today's messages are going to be from our elevated beneficial ancestors, and it's going to be for all signs. So I will be on YouTube. I'll have the timestamps for all the signs. So if you are watching this on the replay and you want to be able to skip to a particular sign of interest, I invite you, if you are watching on IG, to go over to YouTube for those particular timestamps because we're not able to do that on Instagram. But for my IG folks, you already know it's going to be there. Yeah, and that's it. So let's see, we have Heidi Reiki in Bath, England. Welcome from England. I love the UK folks. An energy healer for people and places. Awesome. Come through, Earth Guardians. I love it. I love it. Yes, please also, everybody else, introduce yourself as well. I see some candles that I recognize, but I'm waiting for folks to introduce themselves and bring themselves into the space. But yeah, I want to first start with actually setting up our opening container, and then I will get the cards for where the messages will come through for each of the signs. With this message, you can look at your rising sign or your ascendant, sun sign, moon sign, and north node sign. Of course, if you don't know your time of birth and you don't have that for your natal chart, you can at least do your sun sign, your moon, and your north node, because all of those will be still provided for you even if you don't have your time of birth. And then if you really want to go into a deep dive, because since these are messages for our ancestors, they're there to support us in our human incarnation as well as our spiritual development. But the intention is for this to help us navigate our life here, managing money, relationships, and things like that. So I invite you to, quote unquote, hack your entire chart and look at all 12 houses, because for most people, not all, but for most people, there will be one sign that starts the beginning of each house. Now you may have intercepted houses where a sign is hidden within that, so you can still look at those messages as well too. But yeah, that would be a recommendation. So at the very least, your sun sign, but if you can, rising, sun, moon, north node for these messages coming out from the ancestors. If not all of your 12 houses, okay? Mystic Civic, let's see. Hi, I'm Claire, also in Los Angeles and sipping on coffee. Ooh, come on, LA family. I think this is the first time in a very long time I've had somebody from LA joining. It's usually people from other locations. So because I'm petty, what kind of roaster is your coffee? Mystic Civic. Welcome to folks coming in. Please say hello. Let us know where you're joining from. Right. It's like everyone but LA folks will be here most of the time. I feel like LA folks like watching the recordings. But yeah, let me know. I'm a dark roast girly, so I throw loving shade to people who drink other roasts, but you know, it's all love. It's all love. Okay, I do want to stay on time though, so I'm gonna start at where it says 6 minutes over here for me for the opening. That has been enough time for folks to come in. It's a goldenrod blend. It's probably a medium roast, or yeah. I see. I called it before you even saw the comment. Because dark roast is like chocolates, you know, molasses, toffee, things like that. But anything that's like flowery or fruity or like, you know, sunrise or things like that, that's going to be light or medium roast. So like, I already know. Yeah. The names will give it away. All right, let's get started. I'll stop being petty. We'll start at 6:22. Okay, so we'll start with setting up our container, and then we'll go into these messages. In deference to the later signs, I'm actually going to start with the later signs when I get into the messages, because people who are like, you know, have Aquarius or Pisces placements, they have to wait so long. So I'm actually going to start with Pisces and go backwards through the signs in deference to those folks. So you're welcome in advance, later sign folks who have those in their rising sun or moon sign. Okay, so one second. All right, sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. And exhale out. Inhale, open. The deep inhale. And exhale. Last one, deep inhale. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And exhale. Repeat after me out loud if possible, if not by a whisper, but please use your voice. And you'll do this based on the dimension that is appropriate for you, because we're going to call in our higher self. So if you're just starting on your spiritual journey, you'll call in your 5th dimensional higher self. If you've been on it for a while and you're open to it already, you'll call in your 7th dimensional higher self. If higher, it'll be 9th dimensional, what have you, okay? I'm working on my 15th right now, so I'll say that. I welcome in and forth my 15th dimensional higher self to bring all of me, my consciousness, my subconsciousness, and my unconsciousness, as well as my heart, my will, and my body, into perfect energetic resonance, vibrational alignment, and harmony. Please expand all levels of my energy fields through all dimensions, opening up in all directions, above, below, to the left, to the right, forward, and backward. Opening up all of me for more flow of energy, of power, of presence, of light intelligence, I align all layers of my multidimensional self. I open up my ascension column. Open up my human heart chakra center. Opening up my high heart chakra center. Opening up my soul heart, cosmic heart center. Aligning all with my higher self. I ask my higher self to neutralize, cancel, remove any and all harmful or malevolent thoughts, emotions, psychic cords, attachments, traumas, beliefs, dark magic, curses, monitoring or spying energies or devices from my soul, freeing me of all burdens. Please purify all dimensional expressions of myself. Please sanctify all dimensional expressions of myself. Please divinitize all dimensional expressions of myself. And I call forth the power and the presence of my core star essence to flow through all of my beingness. And to bring me into conscious, subconscious, and unconscious relationship with Parent Source. And with the power vested in me by Parent Source, I call in the power and the presence of the spirits of the elements of air, fire, water, earth, metal, and wood to set and hold a sacred container around me for both my healing and protection at this time. I also welcome in and forth the power and the presence of the spirits of the directions: east, south, west, north, above, and below. Please also join in the creation of this sacred container for both my healing and protection. I call in my divine team of elevated beneficial ancestors, guardian angels and protectors, ascended masters, teachers, and healers, as well as Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Chamuel, and Archangel Metatron. Strengthen and amplify the sacred container. Send to me pure source light consciousness, presence, and power. To support the ascension of my consciousness, in my divine dharmic path in this human incarnation. Help me to receive the messages that will support me on this journey. And open up my high sense perception, my clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, all of my perceptions to help in this endeavor. Thank you, I love you, I bless you. So be it, amen. Alrighty. Welcome to folks on IG. It's great to see you. Welcome to folks here on YouTube as well. Please come back and wave to everybody that has come in. For those who have just come in, please say hello, where you're joining from, what you are sipping on. Hopefully that was lovely for you. Alrighty. Okay, so we are going to be starting, like I mentioned in the beginning, with Pisces and then making our way back. But let me get all the cards out first. As I'm doing that, please do share how you are feeling. There should be some really key energetic dispensations that are coming through. There might also be some messages already starting to come through. So feel free to share that in the comments. However things are going. I'm actually pulling oracle cards. I'm going to be using the Akashic Tarot deck by Sharon Ann Klingler and Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay. The meditation was very powerful. Beautiful. Excellent. Hopefully everybody is feeling most, if not all, of the community I brought in. When I tell you that you are not alone, this is what I mean. You have a lot of support in the spirits. You are not alone. Pisces, I already love the first card that came out for you. It's the card number 10. This is representing one of the major arcana in this oracle deck. And this is the light of the world. Aquarius, you have the card 12, which is the scribe. It's been a while since I've done ancestor messages, so I'm really curious to see what comes through. Also, if y'all have, specific questions, I invite you to speak those out loud. So those come through for you. Card number 7, fated meeting. This is for Capricorn. Okay. Again, you can look at these messages for rising sign, sun sign, moon sign, and north node. You would know your rising sign if you have your time of birth. If you don't have that, then you still at least will have the other 3, so don't worry. Although I advise listening to all of them because you have all signs in your chart. For Sagittarius, we have the 8 of keys, and this is the master artisan. Scorpio came out quick. And we have 2 of roses for Scorpio. And this is winged messengers. For Libra, we have 3 of roses. And this card is loving elementals, which is telling me off the bat already for y'all. Like Scorpio might have a little conflict, we'll see, but Libra energy, that's giving me Earth Guardian stuff. If you know your rising sun or moon, feel free to share it in the comments. For Virgo, interesting, we have the card number 11 of the major arcana in this oracle deck, the Ark of the Covenant. Very powerful. And we had all these folks come in on IG and no one is saying hello and making comments. Do you walk into someone's house and not introduce yourself and state your presence? Let's get the rest of these guys out. If you're not already subscribed or following me, please do so, of course. For Leo, we have the 4 of scrolls, the karmic trench. Leo's working through some things. For Cancer, we have the 5 of scrolls. This is diversity. For Gemini, 5 of roses with the garden. We have a good number of 5s already here. Oh no, this is the second one. We have a lot of double scrolls. Okay. We have a lot of roses. Oh no, we do have a lot of 5s because there's a hidden 5 with this 2 of roses and 3 of roses. So we got a 555 here. So the ancestors are definitely here. Welcome to folks who are coming in on YouTube. Please say hello. Let us know where you're joining from, what you are sipping on. Last two cards, Taurus and Aries, please. Oh, Taurus, you have card number 15, the Muse. Creative energy is abounding here. Last card. Again, these are messages from our elevated beneficial ancestors, because all our ancestors are not elevated and they're all not beneficial. So we have to be very specific about who we're calling in. Welcome, welcome. Last card waiting on. Come on, Aries. Where are you at? Aries, Aries, Aries. All right. Is Aries throwing attention because it's going last instead of first? Aries should have a lot to say because we're in North Node and Aries, so at least until January. And then we will be shifting back into, we got 8 of Scrolls, Paths Unknown. That's definitely great mystery energy. And we have a secure reading. Here we have at the bottom the Queen of Scrolls. So this is the Oracle, me. As well as the Oracle of the deck. Okay. So Pisces, your card, Light of the World, card number 10. If you're into numerology, this may be good to keep this number as well and think about that. 10 is a completion energy. And by completion, I mean like whatever it is done and the new will begin. It's just a matter of when it begins. So it is a card that does in some way, shape, or form reference divine timing as well. So I'm just hold these a little closer because I don't think I've used these cards. If I have, maybe only like once or twice here. So the imagery is going to be new. So the person that you see here is representative of the higher self. They're the ones knocking on the door. And then this individual inside is representative of you. And the general message for this card is about listening to that higher self and not being distracted by what your spirit is telling you or speaking to you about, okay? So I'm getting like that spirit is very loud with you right now about what it is that you need to be focused on, what it is that you need to be doing, you know, what steps to take, when to take it, etc. Like that information is clear and specific. If you feel like in some way, shape, or form that is not the case, that is an indication to you that the outside world is having too much priority in how you are showing up in what you're doing in terms of your daily practices. So you need to reorient to starting with spirit first before, you know, dealing with the things of the world. It's not an either or. It's just a matter of walking through life with the knowledge of what the reality of things is, which is that the non-physical builds the physical, and that which is unchanging, that which is the source of all, is that which you have to connect with first, and allow that to support you and inform, you know, your day-to-day concerns, as well as, of course, your spiritual development, right? So, this could be very simple. Like maybe you do need to lean on, your intuition a little bit more. It could be you need to lean on the support that you have in the spirit more. Whatever it is, you'll know what it is. And that leaning on is not, it's not necessarily that you would be told what to do. It seems more so that the knowing is there and that it needs to be listened to. So I'll say that again. The knowing is there. It just needs to be listened to. So Pisces, you can be a little stubborn, right? But now is not the time for that. Now is not the time for that. And again, this is not, just ideas and the spirit and all of that. This is related to us navigating our world. You know what you need to be doing. You know what needs to happen. It's time to listen to that. Let me see if I can get any other messages with this around like what specifically this could be related to. Of course, it can depend on what house Pisces is in. One second. It's a lot of energy I have. So I need to like give these cards a chance to recalibrate to my energy right now. I love that deck. The Akashic Tarot deck. Yeah, I don't normally use this one here, but I was like, oh, let's use this today. Don't normally use this. I usually use my other tarot decks, but since I know I want to do like different kind of messages today, I was like, let's try this out. So 7 of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands at the bottom. Yeah, I was kind of getting this vibe of like, if there's this feeling, because the 7 of Pentacles, it is actually a card of success because there is a harvest related to it. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello. It is actually a card of success because you do have fruit bearing from your efforts. And I like to refer to this as a strategy card because you're looking at the harvest and, figuring out what the strategy is going to be for the next go round to have an improved process, to have improved yield, etc. Not in the sense of like uninhibited growth, because uninhibited growth is Cancer, i.e. capitalism, and that's not what we want to perpetuate. But there is always room for adaptation and improvement for the future. So that is, kind of encoded in the card. But what I'm getting is more of like what tends to come through for other people, or the traditional interpretation of the card, which is a dissatisfaction with what is here. And it feels like this Pisces, for this Light of the World card, it's a reminder to you that you might actually be spending too much time on, not too much time, too much of your energy focusing on what is here now and not enough being invested into the next seeding, the whatever is coming, whatever it is that you want. It's important that you continue to set the stage for, with action, what it is that you want next, what it is that you are wanting to build next. No worries. Have a great day. Okay. So, there may be a lot that you're managing now, whatever that is, and, do what you need to do to manage that. However, it's important not to think that you do not have the capacity mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually to also be holding the space for new creation, for new birth, to get momentum going in other directions, because you do want more. And what's going to happen if you don't actually do that is, you'll take care of whatever is needing to be taken care of right now, but you'll get that, you'll have that completion. And then you're going to be dissatisfied because you're like, oh, I'm having to like now start from the beginning, so to speak, and try to figure out how I want to move forward. Like, you don't have to wait for things in one area of life to be completely cleaned up and all put together before you get to the other. So this is just saying, with what you have, whatever is going on in your life, there is something or several things that you can be doing that continues to move momentum forward for other things that you that you have desires for. Whether that be relationship or money, whatever, improved health. Listen to your spirit, okay? And keep going. You have capacity for more. Like, really ride the wave, because the energy is here and you are a powerful creator. You're a powerful creator, okay? So for Pisces folks, let me know if that resonated with you, whether you're a Pisces sun sign or rising, moon or north node, or if this resonates for you, depending on where that is in your particular chart. Welcome to folks coming in. Let me sip some of my tea. For new folks coming in, please say hello. Let us know where you're joining from and what you're sipping on. Okay, next is Aquarius. So Aquarius, you have card 12, the Scribe. Again, this is one of the, in this particular deck, the major arcana. I'll hold this up a little closer so you can see the imagery, because this is a deck that I don't use really here for the IG folks. Okay. So this card can talk about, study, learnedness, acquiring deeper knowledge and things like that. Is a part of this. What I was getting though when I initially saw this card was Aquarius, like, the Ancestor is essentially asking you to get to the writing or get to the working on whatever thing it is you need to work on. It feels like it's something that's more creative. Creative doesn't necessarily have to mean artistic. It can just be something that you are just creating on your own. So it could be new processes. It could be a new business idea, whatever. And it could be artistic. It could be, a book or art, like painting or something, right? But I'm essentially getting that vibe of like, it's important to actually get to work on that. And it doesn't feel like, doing it necessarily for a particular outcome, although of course you do want to complete it and it might be attached to a larger goal, but it seems to be more like there's something that is gained in that process of the writing, of the creating, of the working on this thing that is important to you. Now, personally, like I understand that part, because I know when I write, or if I'm working on anything that's creative on the artistic side of things, when I'm physically doing something versus like being on the computer, when I'm physically doing something and it has to literally be processed and moved and interpreted through my physical body, there is so much that opens up, so many downloads, so much inspiration, whether related to that thing or, insights for other things that I'm working on. It's like a way that the unconscious and the subconscious can actually process in daytime, rather than just trying to do that at night. So, I see a lot of value in that. And in my creative process as a screenwriter, as, filmmaker, all the things, I do handwrite everything. Like, it's just, I do all of that. And then I go to using a computer program to, bring everything over. And then there's a different level of part of me that's engaged. But the handwriting is just like, it definitely is a non-negotiable. And I would argue that it takes just as much time as being on the computer, but it's a much more, at least to me anyway, much more honest and authentic process. So there might be something in there for you with that, Aquarius, but let's see if there's any other messages with this. For new folks coming in, we are going through the signs, but I am going backwards just because the later signs tend to always have to wait till the end. So I started at Pisces. Right now we are on Aquarius. And we're going to head all the way backwards in reverse to Aries. All right, so Aquarius, actually you got your card. So we have the Star, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like literally this is the vibe of that scribe card. This is doing the work. That's really what it is. Three of Pentacles. There is a benefit to you, your growth, and it may again also be connected to external goals. But this is upgrade. This is promotion. At the very least within oneself, but also could be outside. Three of Cups. It's a card of celebration and community and friends and all of that, but it is also communication with your own spirit, with that creative energy, with the muse. And I know you didn't get the muse. Taurus actually got the muse, but that's the vibe I'm getting. And the Lovers, this is feeling like alignment with your soul, and also could be alignment with an external group. So you may end up finding your group, your community, your tribe through this process of working on whatever it is that you're working on. There may be some recognition in particular that comes with this Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, with this work that you're doing. But whatever it is good. And I have here on the bottom the Moon. So yeah, there is more that is open, that is available to open up to you. Welcome to folks coming in. There's definitely more that is available to you, greater mysteries there. So it's important to do that deep dive, but that deep dive is into yourself and into time being invested into whatever it is that you're working on. That's what's going to open things up. So don't allow yourself, even though this card wasn't for you, this was Pisces, don't allow yourself to get distracted by the outside world. Now is the time to actually double down on the work that you know that you need to do. Okay. And that will, support your progress for your desires. So that is the message for you, Aquarius, from the Elevated Beneficial Ancestors. For Capricorn, we have card number 7, Fated Meeting. Okay. So the implication in the imagery is romantic relationship, but the message for the card is just an important connection, period, regardless of the type. So it could be romantic, it could be friend, it could be mentor, somebody who might be considered a gatekeeper opens a door for you. Like it's really any key meeting that has a profound impact on the trajectory of your life or the experience of your life, whether positive, neutral, or negative, to be honest, because it's not, I know we tend to always like interpret it in the positive, a fated meeting with someone, but it can be all the things. So I do want to still make sure that I mention that and not have us looking at the world through rose-colored glasses as if all the things won't be there. But this is interesting for you, Capricorn. Because it really could be any of those things. And I guess I'm asking right now if it's actually a new connection or if it's one that you've had and you're being asked to kind of circle back to maybe someone that you were connected to, you know, at the very least in a kind of a networking context, or just to reintroduce and affirm the connection, just to touch base if it's like been a while since you touched base, because they may be important, whether directly or indirectly, to goals that you have, whatever those goals are. So it could be, you know, romantic relationship goals, it could be business goals, it could be creative goals, whatever, health goals, you know, might be looking for a new doctor. Yeah, so let's actually see. Because the fated meeting is about other person, it's not internal. And the fated meeting energy is also, it doesn't denote length of time. So it could be a fated meeting where you're just passing somebody in the grocery store, kick up a quick conversation, or they mention something, you overhear something. They don't even have to be talking to you directly. You might overhear something that is really important, or is a key insight that you need for something, and that is your fated meeting, right? Oh, that's interesting. This might be a broader interpretation of this, of like, instead of thinking of one singular person, thinking of your meetings with all people, whether positive, neutral, or negative, as fated. Which would make sense, because no meetings are actually by chance. No meetings are actually by chance. This might be a petty read for some Capricorns, not all, but like this message, if it is this latter part of the message, might need to be coming through for you as a reminder that everyone has value, again, whether positive, neutral, or negative, that you encounter in your life, not just if they have a position of power or control or status or what have you, that you might place a personal higher interest in. So it's like, you know, not to miss all of the abundance that's available for you, because you're only looking for yeah, this is the message, because you're only looking at and paying attention to again, those who might have already made it or are going to be successful or what have you. And again, this is across the board, positive, neutral, or negative encounters. And it's not that folks need to stay in your life. It's not that you need to be buddies with them. This isn't all of that. It's every meeting is a fated meeting, and it gives you, it always provides something of value to you. And your mastery comes from how you choose to use the information and that encounter for how you show up in your life and how you move through the world. Doesn't mean you can't have goals, doesn't mean you can't strive for things. But we learn as much from those who are not showing up in the way we prefer as much as we do with those who are. These clarifying cards: Empress, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles with the King of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, this is the message, because the King of Swords is the judge. It is objective, clear, logical perception of what is in front of you. The positive version of that is that version. The negative version is, you know, skewed and corrupt. But this is the positive version of this card, of this judge. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hello. Let us know where you're joining from and what you might be sipping on. what beverage you might be sipping on. Oh, the sun is starting to peek out. You saw how things like brightened up a little bit over here. We give thanks. But yeah, this is the positive side of this judge. So seeing things for what they are, not by what is apparent. Apparent meaning on the surface, like you actually see the spirit of things. You actually see what's at the root. It does not mean that you get moved out of position, because we still sit as the Empress, meaning as the sovereign. Emperor and Empress are the sovereign energies. But the Empress is the yin version of the sovereign. So it is observing what is coming, what is around, and assessing yes or no for itself, what it's going to keep, what it's not going to keep. Whereas the yang version of the sovereign, which is the Emperor, is going out and actively seeking for the thing. The Empress, the yin version, is fully present to all that is around, and it's not necessarily searching. It's seeing what is here now. Okay, and this impartiality is here. So being careful not to be blocked, by what is apparent. You have the blindfolds here, so you can listen to. You see the moon in the back. You can listen to what spirit is saying about what is going on here, and how to use the positive, negative, or neutral information from this fated meeting with anyone and everyone you're interacting with, to help you inform and move how you want to move through the world. Because there is hidden treasure. That's the word I'm getting here with this Page of Pentacles. There is hidden treasure that you may, in general, just may be missing. That hidden treasure may be, ooh, I might need to pick up this thing. Or that hidden treasure may be like, oh, I need to stop doing this thing. Okay, and you won't learn or be able to, leverage that if you're not putting value on the purposeful fated meeting that you're having with every single person that you interact with, whether online or in physical life. Everyone has value, whether the fated meeting is positive, neutral, or negative. Okay, so let me know how that resonates for you, Capricorn. It definitely resonates for me. I feel it. Welcome to all the folks coming in here on IG. Seeing lots of new names, so welcome. Please follow me if you're not already, and let us know where you're joining from, what you might be sipping on, what beverage. I am drinking some Earl Grey tea. Let us know what part of the world you're in. I like that message for you, Capricorn. It's good. It's a kind of like sneaky way to reaffirm that you are a creator, and that everything that you encounter in life can be used. Nothing gets thrown away. Nothing gets thrown away. Everything can be used. Again, whether that wisdom is, I'm going to take up this thing, I'm going to take this action, I'm going to go in this direction, or I'm actually going to stop doing that, or I don't want to embody those behavior characteristics. I'm not going to make that decision because I see what that decision is done for this particular person. And I don't need to like go through the experience and like see if it works for me. I can read the spirit and know like, nah, it's not. Right? Like that's that. Welcome. We got new folks here. Welcome on IG, or excuse me, not IG, on YouTube. Going back and forth here. These two cameras. See, Grace Hernandez in Western Colorado. Oh, welcome, Colorado. I don't think I've ever had anybody from Colorado. So welcome. Thank you for bringing that energy into the space. And I give love, blessings, and thanks to the energy of the land in Colorado for showing up here as well with you. It is appreciated. So for the new folks here on YouTube, definitely know where you're joining. Oh, you're also in Colorado. All right, we got two in Colorado. Are you also in Western Colorado, like this other person here? Are you in Eastern or wherever? Colorado in the house. Does Colorado have a message today? Because yeah, from what I can remember, the 7 years I've been here, I don't think I've actually had anyone from Colorado here. If I've had, it might have been like maybe once or twice, but oh, we got Eastern Colorado. Okay. Got East Side and West Side in the house. East Side and West Side in the house. I'm curious now. I'm gonna I'm curious. I'm just gonna like check in with see if there's any Earth Guardian messages out of there. Especially since we just got out of this conversation of like fated meeting. I want to know what the lands in general might have to say. Princess of Wands and Queen of Discs with the Three of Pentacles. I'm gonna let that sit. Let's see if I get a message around that as we go. Oh, which part of the state does the see Beverly 76 points. It's been a while since you landed on my IG. Great to be here and see you waving from Yorkshire in the UK. Oh, hey, welcome. Yeah, it's been a while since I've I've been on IG because I've been primarily on YouTube, but I'm now streaming on both for right now. So I'm glad you found me. Please do subscribe to me on YouTube though, because IG is temperamental. So you'll see all of my Oracle talks for this year on there. I only just started coming back here on YouTube on IG like 2 weeks ago. So there's a lot of old Oracle talks. Well, not old, but for the last like several months this year that are important. So for the Colorado people, excuse the tangent. I'll have to make a note. I'm gonna do a note of like Colorado tangent. So that I can like put the timing there. Which side of the state is the Colorado River? Is it on the west side or the east side? And I'm actually going to plug in my laptop real quick. Get some. Will you be offering your yearly oracle session as an annual highlight for me? Oh, you mean the astrology? I haven't actually decided yet. I may actually just do a workshop. I may actually just do a workshop. It might be easier for me energetically. If I do, I might do it in January since I'll be prioritizing the enrollment for the Lightworker Incubator in December because that's going to be opening up. So would you be interested in doing a workshop? Because in the workshop, I'll be going through like all of the astrology, and then at the end, I'll be able to answer like specific questions people have about their own charts. But yeah. But yeah, anybody know where that Colorado River, is it on the east side of the state or on the west side of the state? What side of the Colorado River? Yes, definitely. Okay, so you'd be down for a workshop. Cool. Yeah, would January be fine? Probably more like I mean, there is a lot happening in January, but it's fine. Or would December be better? Welcome to folks coming in. Oh, so many people. But yeah, Grace Ananda, if you know which side, because for some reason the Colorado River is coming up. We will get back. I'll be picking back up with Sagittarius next for the ancestor messages. And for folks who are coming in, we're actually going backwards through the signs. So We went through Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Now we're at Sagittarius. So Aries will be last. But I invite you to look at your rising sign or pay attention to your rising sign messages, sun, moon, and north node. Ideally, you would listen to all of them because you have all signs in your chart. None of my Colorado people want to tell me where the where the river is. Do we not know? All right, I'll go on and I'll let you like circle back. I also need to not be here forever and a day, and it's already been an hour. Oh my gosh. Y'all know I love to talk. Okay, Sagittarius. We have the Eight of Keys, the Master Artisan. This is basically like the Eight of Pentacles energy. So it's about refining your craft. Okay, refining your craft. So it's less about, excuse me, and Sagittarius sometimes can have this issue. It's less about accumulating more knowledge, more, certifications, more degrees, more yada, 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 and more about depth of knowledge. It's more about specificity. It's more about widening the roots, widening that experience and that expansion. Okay. So for whatever reason that is coming through for you, let's see why ancestors are asking you to pay attention to this. Ten of Cups, interesting, with the Six of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, basically what you're looking for is found in going deeper with what you already have and what you already know. So essentially gaining mastery with what's already there rather than like starting over, because this is a 10 energy. See the thing to completion. See the thing to mastery. Okay, and the Six of Cups is like, it's what you already have, what you already know. There is more available to you. Go deeper. Improve your skills. Right? Like you might just have like beginner, maybe early intermediate knowledge around a thing. If it's like work or business or what have you, you're being asked to stretch and go to advanced knowledge rather than pick up something new. Okay? Short and sweet. I mean, it's a fire sign, so. All right, Scorpio. I'm curious about this Two of Roses, the Winged Messengers, because this card specifically speaks to inherent conflict. It can talk about getting news that is not favorable and having to like, hold your peace and keep your peace. I'm hearing there's always good news with the bad. So even if you are receiving quote unquote bad news or negative news, there still is always good and neutral. The universe is not an all or nothing thing. And that's not how life works, right? And so when you sense the bad, I'm getting the word specifically, sense the bad coming. When you sense the bad coming, you are to affirm and double down on the good that is present and also the good that will continue to come as well, because all life, positive, neutral, and negative, will continue to come. It's just the nature of life. Yeah, okay, so we have 10 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Empress coming out again with the Queen of Swords on the bottom. So intuition things here. 10 of Wands, excuse me, talks about tiredness, but it's still a 10, so it is at the end of a particular cycle. If this is a work context, this could be a lot of stress at work, A lot of verbal confrontation. Maybe a lot is being asked of you right now, but you're being asked to stay in your sovereign place and stay objective and to follow your intuition. This will not last. The thing about the winged messengers, the bird energy, it comes and goes. So it won't last. Even this 10 of Wands energy necessarily will come to, will convert and move to the 1. It's not going to stay there forever, and it will shift quickly. So stay the course. Okay, stay the course. I'm also getting this may also talk about you possibly needing to have boundaries with yourself, because boundaries are things that we have with ourselves. It's not for other people. You may need to have boundaries about your output, okay? Your work-life balance, sleep habits, what have you, so that you can stay in the space that you need to, so that you don't get thrown off. So it's really going to depend. What's unknown here that can be made known for Scorpio energy? Whether that is unconscious, subconscious, or conscious. We have 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Fool with the Death card, your card at the bottom of the deck. So 5 of Pentacles does talk about some kind of loss or just not having enough that you need in the physical. So that could be money, it could be health issues, it could be shakeups in relationships or what have you. 9 of Cups talks about your dreams, what it is that you want, but it also on the negative side can talk about numbing yourself out by everything but what you need to be focused on. And so, excuse me, and so there's a bit of a pause with the Hangman here so that you can shift perspective about things and get out of some negative behavior patterns, which, you know, is par for the course for us. When we come up with something that we don't like, we do go into our coping mechanisms to deal with it. And then we have the Fool. Positive side is going to talk about turning a new leaf, choosing a different path, a new direction. On the negative side, it can talk about being foolish, being rash, being risky. So these cards can go either way, and you have a choice about what it's going to be. I mean, high key, I'm picking up that the winged messengers could also just be you in a battle with your thoughts. It could be old sabotaging patterns, beliefs, habits, etc., that you're battling with as you navigate life, and you're being reminded that you have the power to have the positive version of these energies and these experiences rather than the negative. So please do not revert back to old shit. Let dead things die. You hear me say that often, but for you especially, let dead things die. Water the new sprouts, the new plants. Okay, they're already there. Okay, Libra. Any Libra rising, sun, moon, north node, folks? You have the 3 of Roses with the loving elementals coming through. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, there might be more like earth-based, nature-based messages coming through. I have Libra prominent in my chart, so that's probably why this like Colorado River energy was coming through. But I feel like there's an actual like guardian energy there that is open and available to communicate. So I will address that lately. It's probably just given my nature, what I do in the spirit is probably some mess, some dark forces, most likely. So I'll handle that. Or I'll get intel around that, but you may be finding more that's opening up for you. So elementals might be coming up for you more. You might be seeing more, the more presence or communication from like, you know, insects, or birds, the trees, animals in general might be popping up. and feeling like they're relaying messages to you. I'm a Libra. Oh, you are here. Can you tell me where, which side the Colorado River is in the state? Is it more on the west side or the east side? But yeah, so that is coming up for y'all. So let me see why this is coming up, or what else is about this. It's on the west side. Okay, thank you. So we have the Sun, Ace of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles coming out again. And then King of Swords again. Colorado River starts in north central Colorado in the mountains. Okay. Interesting. So looks like there are some blessings then that are blessings and protection. Protection specifically also is coming through for that Libra energy. So again, if you have Libra prominent in your chart, rising sun, moon, north node, or wherever Libra is in your chart, whatever house that is in your chart, there is protection and blessings here that are available for you, and specifically, you know, around your human incarnation life. I don't know what that would be related to. Again, see that particular house in your chart. So it could be something that's more spiritual. It could be mental support, emotional healing, something with your health and wellness in the body, or just what have you, in the physical world, you know, just living. So they are there. They are wanting to communicate. There is an opportunity, Ace of Wands, but there is also gifts as well. So these are not since these aren't ancestor messages, I won't go on a tangent with that. But yeah, be open to the messages. So obviously I already have something coming through, and I already know that it's some fuck shit to deal with. Excuse my French, but a warrior angel thing. So that's how we roll. Okay, so hopefully that resonated with the Libra folks. Moving on, I'm trying to get you these signs. Virgo, you have card number 11 in this deck, which is the Ark of the Covenant. So that's the image for you here on YouTube. And then for IG folks, the Ark of the Covenant. All right, so this talks about, this is why I mentioned Dharma early in because I don't normally use that language in the opening containers, opening prayer and container setting for the Oracle Talks. But this is talking about Dharma, so the divine path for you in this human incarnation for us. And then the Colorado River flows to the west to Utah and the Grand Canyon. Okay, thanks for leaving a message. You're welcome. Yeah, Dharmic path. It's really interesting that this has come out for you, Virgo, because the Virgo Pisces axis is the karma dharma axis. With the karma or the work, I know karma gets a negative connotation, but it just means the work that you're doing in the actual incarnation, what you are working through, processing. It's more like the quote unquote human specific concerns is related to the Virgo energy, or 6th house, really 6th house. And then the Pisces, or really the 12th house energy, is the dharmic, which is the spiritual path, the embodied spiritual, embodied godhood path, that also runs parallel in also would encompass the human path. Because remember, it's not an either or, it is both and. So it's interesting for you, Virgo, that the Dharma energy has come out. Or at least this message through this card is coming out. It's not necessarily what this message is per se, or the card is per se, but that's what I'm picking up. That Dharma specifically is coming up. So it's interesting because Pisces already has a similar message with that 10, the light of the world. And they were being asked to basically listen to higher wisdom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and apply that to their life so that they are, continuing to grow and create for their human incarnation, for their desires. And for you, it might actually be the flip side of that coin, which is there might need to be more attention paid, or continue, if you already are doing that, continue paying attention to your spiritual development and what that aligned or that spiritually embodied, Godhood embodied path looks like in your day-to-day life. Pure Aesthetics Bro. Oh, hey, welcome. I'm late. We're winding now. No worries. No worries. We've been here for a while. We are on Virgo. We are making our way backwards through the signs. So I actually just finished Libra, but we're on Virgo right now. So we're in the second half. We'll be finishing with Aries. But once this is up, I will actually go through and do timestamps so that it's easy to go back to the individual signs for reference. Yeah, so let's see if there's anything else for this Virgo message then. Because remember, it's a both and. So it's both your human desires as well as your spiritual walk. They do go hand in hand. So for some of you, you are going to like start being open, like opening up in enlightenment, awareness. It'll be illuminated to you what this will entail. For others of you who are already kind of on your path, then, it's continued deepening. There may actually be more clarity that's coming through now because so much of the old has been dropped. So more specificity, clearer specificity, something that's actually closer to hitting the target of what you need to be focused on is coming through. Yeah, star, 3 of Wands and Page of Cups. A lot of pages coming out with the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is definitely higher knowledge, spiritual evolution, spiritual development that is coming through. Energetic integrations with the 3 of Wands. The Holy Spirit, I'm picking up with this Page of Cups, is definitely speaking to you. There's more available. There's more areas to grow. So your focus, Virgo, is the spirit. So either start that journey or continue that journey. It is important. In particular, if you have Virgo rising, because that is, for me, the spirit, like you're the representative of your spirit. You absolutely need to be focused on this. Right? Obviously, it'll still be important for everyone if it's in the sun, moon, north node, or wherever the house might be. But yeah. Okay. Leo, you have the 4 of Scrolls, which is the karmic trench. What I was getting with this card, because this can talk about being stuck in like doing the safe thing and not actually moving forward, is that you need to tap back into that fire and use that fire to take action. Like action needs to be taken because the preparation has already been done. You see this person has created all the rows, all the seeds are planting, and it like he keeps like going over the same areas over and over again. Like it's a loop. Okay. It's actually like I'm getting obsessive, which fixed signs can definitely have an issue with. But the thing is here, it needs to be converted and moved to action, and you need to tap into that fire. Let's see if there's anything else. Libra here on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay, so we have 2 of Wands, Death card, 5 of Wands, and the Fool. Welcome to new folks coming in. Yeah, I mean, flat out, you just need to put yourself out there because that 2 of Wands is looking at, he's got the globe in his hand and he's looking out to the frontier before him or before them, regardless of gender, right? So you need to remind yourself of what it is that you are moving towards, because if you're still waking up here, you haven't finished. Maybe you didn't know that or realize that. If you're still waking up, if Parent Source deigns it necessary to continue to give you life, you have not completed the gift of life. You have not extracted everything from that experience, right? There is more. And you already said that you wanted more. So, okay. The Scorpio energy here is a reminder that it's on you. This is actually not external energy. It is a decision. If you've been with me for a while, I always say that Scorpio, I consider Scorpio to be the most powerful sign in the deck, but that is a double-edged sword because nothing happens if Scorpio doesn't make a decision for it to happen. Like they just have to shift and move and things just shift and move, right? There's always going to be outside stuff, but with them, it really is like they have to just decide like, okay, I'm done playing with this thing. I want to move on kind of thing. Because they won't be moved otherwise. It is really an internal thing. Like the external world is actually not going to shift them to change their behavior, their mind, or what have you. It comes internal. So same for you, okay? You're in relationship with that because you are a fixed sign. So this is really the deal. And everybody has scorpionic energy or this archetype. So you have to just make the decision and you have to put yourself out there. I already fussed at folks 2 weeks ago on Oracle Talks about not getting punked out of your position. And that's what this 5 of Wands is giving me the energy of. It's just like, you don't want to get into the fight. You don't want to compete. Competition is not war. I talked about this last week. Okay. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about sovereignty. Last week, we were talking about the revolutionary. Stop getting punked out of position just because you don't want to put yourself out there and have the possibility arise for you to be told no, for you to not get what you want when you want. Stop throwing a tantrum and grow up. Every opportunity isn't going to be a yes. So when you get that no, pick your ass back up and start over again. And you stay in it till you win it. Okay? Like, I don't know where this entitlement is coming from, but I'm calling you on your bullshit. Because you are blessed and favored. And when you take a step back and look at things objectively, you'll actually see that. You'll see that even with the blocks and the things that have been showing up, you actually are still further ahead and having a better experience than others doing the same things. And you are allowing that to make you get comfortable. You're allowing that to be entitled. You're allowing that to get you thinking that you can kind of fall back. And just like, okay, I made it this far. I made it far enough ahead of most people. I got enough to be able to brag about. So I'm just going to stop here and not actually go to the full completion that's available for me on my path, regardless of whether or not it's way past other people. What am I capable of? Don't get me started, Leo. Don't get me started. Like somewhere along the way, and please understand this is also for everybody because everybody has Leo in your chart. So this is going to show up for everybody, but especially, if it's in that rising sun or moon or north node, don't let past failures, past no's, past closed doors punk you out of position. Like the fuck? Like really out here throwing tantrums. Like, if you need to shift, if you need to learn more, and you also know if like what you're doing is what you need to be doing because you probably already had some positive feedback and you just need to stick with it. No one said it was going to be easy. But trust and believe success is sex. Also that success is guaranteed when you are consistent. And aren't you ready to have it all? And this is a callback to a message that I so lovingly but also pettingly received during the Spiritual New Year event. Can you have the Ten of Pentacles experience now? Or are you just going to stay with the Nine of Pentacles? Because you and I both know you're not enjoying as much as you could the Nine of Pentacles experience. You do want the 10. But the 10 requires more of you. The 10 requires you trying. The 10 requires you also receiving no and failing and doing all the things like you did as a beginner. You still have to do One of Pentacle things at the 10 of to go from Nine of Pentacles to 10 of Pentacles that you did in the One of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles or Two of Pentacles stage. Okay. Please stop throwing tantrums and realize how blessed you are. Okay. Cancer, you have the Five of Scrolls, diversity. Here's the image for you. I'm trying to go a little faster because I don't know how long my battery is going to be on the phone, but I think I'm okay for right now. Okay, so this card actually, this Oracle card in this deck is specifically talking about a variety of interests that you get to have to inform your experience, to inform the abundance that you have. Like there is a lot that is that you're capable of juggling. This feels similar to, where was that message coming through? Oh, it was coming through a little bit in that Pisces message. I think I was talking about how cautioning against thinking that you have to wrap something up completely, like in a nice little neat bow before you can actually start on something else. And it's like, well, no, if you are, once you've hit a level of proficiency and kind of like maintenance with the thing, you absolutely do have the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical capacity to then be putting energy into other things. So a similar thing might be coming through for you, Cancer, as well. I don't know if it might be a situation where you can actually start putting more energy and focus into one thing, because maybe you are already doing that. You're keeping like momentum on multiple things going, but now you can actually, like, because she's like holding on to one particular scroll, you might actually be able to start focusing a little bit more on one particular area. But let's see, clarifying messages from our elevated beneficial ancestors for this Cancer Oracle card message. Not what I was expecting. 8 of Cups, Devil card, World card with 2 of Pentacles here at the bottom. What's going on, Cancers? Interesting, because it's like this 8 of Cups is, the 8 of Cups talks about like evolving or moving on from a situation, but it's leading into the Devil card. So it's like, I mean, this could be that new levels, new devils thing. It could be that new levels, new devils thing. But what I was getting initially was that it looks like a moving, as you're moving on, having to face some type of cycle or pattern in order to get the world, or to like complete a particular process. This may be also a time specific thing of like things that need to be addressed with this Devil card energy in your life, whatever it is, cycles, what have you. In this last stage of Pluto transiting through Capricorn, because the new cycle of Pluto and Aquarius begins on November 19th, if I remember. So basically over this next month, as we come into this next full moon, that might be important as well too. Let's see, we have a moon here, and these are both Saturn energies. 2 of Pentacles is also Saturn energy, is Jupiter. And this is a shift from one state to another. This is all like real world practical stuff. So I guess it's really going to depend on where the house is that's coming up for you. Let's see if we can get more clarification on this. Because the Devil is seeming like a block. It's not, the Devil can have a positive or negative depending on how I'm reading it. The positive would be like, you know, contracts, systems, like just kind of like the practical institutional stuff. But on the negative side, it can be like those blocks, whether they are internal cycles or it can be external obstacles. Welcome to folks coming in. Let's see what's going on. More clarification on what this Devil card is. I guess depending on what house it is will tell you if it's more of an internal experience or external. But each house has like so many different things it can touch on. That still may be a little bit difficult. So let's see if I can get more clarification. Welcome, welcome to folks coming in. We are on the last couple signs. We're on Cancer right now, making our way back to Aries. So additional clarification is 4 of Cups and 4 of Wands, with the 8 of Wands here on the bottom. So yeah, it could be internal or external, because the four of Wands would talk about external opportunities or things being brought to your attention, and you just like dealing with that. 4 of Wands can talk about internal energy. Okay. So it really is just going to depend. Whether it's an internal thing or external thing you're facing. But let me just confirm if this is about let me confirm if this is a new levels, new devils type of thing, or if this is old stuff. Yeah, okay, so it's new levels, new devils type of thing. Okay. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. I want to dig like I don't deal lightly with the devil, so I want to get as much information as possible because it's not a nice energy. So is this something that most people have been or already like know about, or they're going to be coming into knowledge about soon? I was just feeling like you'll come into the knowledge. I don't know if it's been faced yet. Yeah, it's new things. There is protection here though, so it's, you know, stay on the straight and narrow. I think the difficulty with the new levels, new devils thing is when you're in a new space, when you have like made that shift into new, you don't really know the rules or like where pitfalls are or where, you know, the devils are. Finishing up my tea. Let me know what folks are sipping on. People haven't been telling me of the beverages. I just finished my Earl Grey tea. So that is the challenge, is not knowing enough of the landscape to get an idea of where traps may lie, where like malevolence people can be, and things like that. So it is par for the course. New levels, new devils. So let me see if I can get then info around what is unknown that can be made known to you to help you with, to help you be equipped to deal with the type of devil or devils you would be dealing with in this new level that you're at, Cancer. Because it is the current state. What is unknown that can be made known to help with dealing with these devils. King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Judgment, and the High Priest. This is really big energy. We have the Sun card on the bottom again. So divine guidance and protection and blessings are here. So like it's fine. Yeah, this is not energy to play with. There's a lot of support. So what can be known, King of Swords, as I mentioned before, this can talk about the judge. So this might be related to knowing your contracts, knowing the law, reading contracts before you sign them, sign on the dotted line and all of that. This can talk about also negotiation, learning how to do all that. So there might just need to be a lot more education around those things. And that can help you deal with those types of issues, again, depending on the context. Queen of Wands, assuming that there is going to be envy and jealousy where you are, and that there will be people who might want to sabotage you or keep you from making progress. Again, that is par for the course wherever you are. So as you stand in your power, as you show up as who you fully are, know that people around you might not necessarily be all that happy about it. Right? But you have the power to deal with it and handle it. The Judgment card here, this is my Archangel Gabriel card. This can be an indication that messages and warnings will come to you from the spirit, whether it's your own intuition or from your divine team. So be on the lookout for that. Be open and available for that. Okay. Again, some stuff is just going to be obstacles. Other stuff is going to be like truly malevolent. And then we have the High Priest here. This is staying true to your commitments to yourself. So as I have said often, don't get punked out of your position. Don't start like making negotiations and adapting out of your values, your morals, your ethics, etc., just because of external circumstances. Okay, that doesn't change. Welcome to folks coming in. All right, Gemini, moving on. I'm gonna try to get this under 2 hours. 5 of Roses, the Garden. I'm saying 2 because there's 2 kids here. 5 of Roses, the Garden here. Okay. Gemini, this is a really playful energy because literally these children are playing in the garden. Some are looking at the butterfly that's there in the bushes. Another kid has the sling. But it's a really curated space. So internally, a garden is stewarded or cultivated nature, and you can see outside the gate, it's like a free-flowing nature. Neither is good or bad, but for some reason, this message is coming through about the power you have to cultivate your environment, both internally and externally, and the value of doing that, the importance of doing that. And that maybe there needs to be a little bit more curation. Okay, there might need to be a bit more curation. That's not the actual message of the Oracle card, but that's what's coming through. Let's see what other clarification our elevated beneficial ancestors have for the Gemini energy. Again, rising, sun, moon, north node, or wherever Gemini is, whatever house that is in your chart. Two of Swords in the World. Yeah, literally. Two of Swords, that internal environment, world, the external environment. Get to it with the Knight of Wands here. You need to take action on that. Stop letting the external dictate your environment, and stop letting your wayward thoughts, sabotaging thoughts, negative patterns dictate things. You actually do have to set up routines and processes, a container to cultivate your mental environment And you can cultivate it in such a way that you are intentionally using your mind as a tool. And I'm saying mind as capital M, so that it includes consciousness, subconscious, and unconsciousness. You are framing your the internal environment that you're creating in such a way that it's supporting you at all levels to take action, align you, help you perceive that trajectory path that takes you to achieving your desires, your goals, etc. Okay. So prayer, meditation, affirmations, curating the things that you listen to and watch, where you might want to like put stuff on to zone out or have as like white noise in the background. Instead, like really having it be intentional, being intentional about the kinds of things that you read, and understanding that all of it matters, that all of it imprints on you. Doesn't mean that everything has to be sanitized, but again, you can be intentional about that. Give your internal world, your internal soil, something to work with. Give it nutrients to work with, okay? That will help you produce what you are looking to produce. Make your mind an ally. The only reason why it's acting as a wayward child is because it doesn't have love and structure. Just like with children, the only reason children like act out of pocket in general, barring mental illness and other things, but in general, if there is safety and security and routine, they flourish. So why are you treating yourself less than? If you were charged with the upbringing of a baby in those first couple of years, you know how important those first few years are. You are going to do your best to give the best to that child. Why would you not have that same care and consideration for your own well-being? Why is it okay to just let you be off in the wind and fend for yourself? I know it's boring, and Gemini doesn't like to be bored. No shade, but like real talk, that's what's there. I know Gemini doesn't like to be bored. But what Gemini really likes is a strong center. So cultivate the eye of the storm rather than being the storm. All right, Taurus, we have the Muse for you, card number 15. This card in this deck talks about that creative muse, the creative energy and insight, but really this is feeling like it can be all those things and more, and just really being in a nice flow and communication with spirit. I feel like Taurus in general is already in that vibe of like leaning into creativity, but let's see if there's a clarifying message around this for y'all. What else is here that in particular the ancestors are advising you to lean into at this time? Taurus energy, also awesome. Is that your rising, sun, or moon, or north node energy? Got lots of cards for you. I'm not gonna take all these. Yeah, way too many cards. Let's try that again. Oh, also, I am accepting new coaching clients. So if you are interested in working with me long-term, I do monthly contracts with folks at a minimum, if not longer, depending on what the goals are. We work quickly though, so most people don't need to like be with me forever and a day, depending on what you want to do or what your goals are. But if you are interested in working with me, you can check out if you're on IG, if you click on the link in my profile, I do have a link to a free discovery call with me. For those of you on YouTube, you can actually go to my website, click on the sessions page, and the link to set up a discovery call is there. So this will be good for you, you know, in particular if you have business or nonprofit things you're working on, if you have like some big shifts in your life that you're going through, what have you. Like there's so many things that people can be working on. So definitely check that out and reach out if you are looking to work with me. If you're a new client, returning clients, obviously you can book a individual session, but also if you want to be doing more in-depth long-term work, we can also just do a discovery call and talk about that some more. I will be opening up, I think that actually was the message for Taurus because nothing is coming up, so I'll move on. I will be opening up enrollment for the next cohort of the Lightworker Incubator. Right now, it looks like it's only going to be one for the year because I am actually going to be revamping and expanding the program. So it is going to be a longer program. There's going to be more advanced stuff in it. So with that being said, I won't be able to do 2 cohorts. It will just be 1. So if you have been feeling the call, if you've been following me for a while and you just haven't ever come through, now is the time to come through. We'll be starting in January. Enrollment will open up right at the end of November and be open through the first half of December because I do take a break for Capricorn season. So we will be cutting early. So if you are thinking about it, come through when I announce the opening for that. Okay. I'll announce that in the newsletter. And of course I'll have it on, I'll update the website with the new info. And I'll announce it here on all the social media platforms as well. But yeah, and then for alumni, I've already sent out an email about the new alumni group that is open and available for folks to come through. So please come through sooner rather than later because we do currently have some campaigns going on, but there is other stuff starting to percolate and we need folks who have different roles in the spirit and as earth guardians, as light workers in the space to start putting some other things in motion. So come through. Check the email for that, or if you have questions, shoot me an email and I got you. Okay. Aries, 8 of Scrolls, paths unknown. Now this card actually like came out reversed, and I don't really read reversals in general, but I do want to mention that it came out reversed. This card in particular talks about deciding what path to take. If you're going to take the path that is well known, or if you're going to take a path that is unknown in order to have new experiences. There's a possibility that you're being told not to try to pursue a new path and instead to stay on a path that you're already on, because maybe there's a danger of you being distracted or thinking that you need to like try and take on a whole bunch of other things. So let's see what's going on. Five of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Let me get some more. You might be feeling an internal or an external conflict about the path ahead. Okay, we have Temperance card with the Ace of Swords here on the bottom. So Temperance is a card of patience. It also can talk about balance, navigating the transition. Yeah, if you are feeling conflict, it's probably because you're trying to go off the path and it's not sitting well with your spirit. Like you need to stay on the path. You see like this long winding road here in the image. Like it's, you need to stay there. And whether it's, you know, the image is you coming to the body of water here at the base, or you're going from the body of water to the mountaintop where the sun is shining. Stay on your path because there is no like conflict energy or Five of Wands energy showing up by you staying on your path. So regardless of what has occurred or regardless of what might be coming up in your mind, doesn't mean that something's wrong. And like, okay, basically, just because you've encountered what may be considered an obstacle or like an actual obstacle, whether you consider it or not to be, doesn't mean that the path has changed. So if your spirit isn't settled, if your mind isn't settled, and you're kind of like all over the place, that's because whatever this doubt is, or whatever this part of your psyche is essentially sabotaging, and you need to shut that shit down. Like full stop. Like I was telling your counterpart Leo with this Four of Scrolls here, don't be out here throwing tantrums just because you got to know or things didn't work out as you would prefer, as the way you would have liked. Stay on path. A delay is not a denial, right? Yeah, you're dealing with this Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands here in the bottom. Like it's okay to mourn the loss, but it's causing a lot of undue mental stress, and that's fucking up your mindset. Give me more about where this is coming from, because it feels like this is a real challenge for you. Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles with the World on the bottom. This is kind of like old patterning. This is old patterning. You've given up in the past when you've really like put a lot of effort into something and really tried. So yeah, this is really similar to that Leo energy. There may also be a resonance with the Cancer energy too if you have strong Aries and Cancer placements. But yeah, like there may be a pattern or a habit within you where something might have been difficult in the past, or you've put a lot of energy into something that you really wanted. It didn't work out and you gave up. And there's no judgment around that, but it's like there's still opportunity out there for you with the Page of Pentacles. And like I was telling Leo, you have to stay in it, stay in the game to get that last pentacle so you can shift from the 9 to the 10. Okay. I know it's easier said than done, but like, that's the thing. And maybe you need to be reminded to not keep all your eggs in one basket, meaning like, even as things start to go your way, you still stay open and possible and stay open to things just because things might fall through. But like, yeah, competition is competition, and you can't think that something is wrong with you. Yeah, nothing's wrong with you. This is just what the process is. So there's a really strong tie to the Leo energy, that Leo message. Okay. So Aries folks, please do watch the Leo message. And this may be an area specifically where you might want to focus your healing, spiritual healing, mental, emotional healing, possibly physical healing around, but heal your heart. Heal that part of you that just might be feeling really hit by that. Aries, Sun, Leo, rising here. I know this message was for me. Awesome. Glad this is resonating. Yeah, but stick with it. This is also why it's important to really embody the energy of or use the tools and the wisdom of the opposite sign for you, because again, I know our focus can be on just the sign itself, but every sign has its counterpart. So Aries, and we're in right now the Aries and Leo nodal cycle. But Aries, your liberation is found through the qualities of Libra. And Libra, your liberation is found through the qualities of Aries. So for Aries right now, you're struggling with this, and also obviously Leo is struggling with this too. So, you know, the Leo Aquarius axis. The benefit of the air energy is there is a bit more objectivity around things. But in particular for Aries specifically, Libra does talk about relationship specifically through contract. So these are these have a little bit more weight to them than other types of relationships. So this would be marriage contracts. This would be job stuff, business stuff, things where the consequences would be a little higher, but they're like consciously made by you rather than like, you know, family, which is, you know, decided before you come into incarnation. Yeah, so it's like Libra also relates to strategy. And it is going to have one foot in, one foot out, not because it doesn't commit. It does actually commit, but it commits when it sees that it's a good connection. So folks will shade or throw shade or be petty around Libra, being like, oh, they, you know, yada, 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 can't commit, and like, you know, they lie or whatever. And of course, that negative side can show up. But really, if Libra's not in with you, and regardless of the context, it's because you, whatever the other, you represents other, are not up to par. If you're being played with in general, I'm not talking about the bad players, right? But in general, if you feel like you're being played with, or like you can't quite grasp things with the Libra, it's because you, or whatever it is that you're bringing to the table, or whatever it is that you represent, is not up to par. Because when Libra is in, they're in, right? So Aries, you would benefit from this, okay? It's not that you don't commit, but it's just like, you need to come to the table, whatever the other is that you're dealing with, whatever this hang up is, you need to come to the table with more of those Libra qualities. What is being presented? Because the Libra, for your opposing energy is going to be the yin energy because you're the yang energy. What is being presented objectively, right? It's like, you know, relationships. Yes, I want to marry you. I love you. We're going to talk about this prenup. Okay. Yes, this business idea is great. I'd love to go into business with you or like do this project with you. We're going to hammer out these details of this contract. Yes, I'd love to work here, yada, yada, yada. I need to see the details of this contract. What's the offer letter looking like? And best believe I'm also still going to negotiate. Yeah. So, Aries, you need to mature. And this is, I know I'm the one speaking, but this is the elevated ancestors speaking to Aries energy specifically. And this is wherever this is in the chart for everybody too. You do need to mature in this area. Okay, this doesn't mean that you can't like be excited about opportunity, possibility, the desire, what's showing up. That's an affirmation to you that what you are seeking is available and it is possible for you to have it. And yes, keep going. And also, Five of Wands energy, competition, conflict, all of those are par for the course. It is always positive, neutral, negative out there, and you need to proactively play the game. So stay in it if you need to stay in it. If you've been trying to veer off, stay focused, stay on the path, stay showing up. And when something comes up that interests you and offers are being made, y'all are in that process of negotiation, don't lose yourself, because that's the negative side of Libra. Don't lose yourself and just completely adapt and accommodate to others. I don't think you're going to have that problem because Aries is like, I am, I want, I desire. Right? So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But the all or nothing energy is definitely the Aries thing. And your ego is getting bruised. Your heart is getting hurt. You're not trusting your intuition all of a sudden. Just because you were in flow, you had a yes. Free will still exists for the other person, for the other thing, for the other situation. You don't know what else is in play. And more often than not, just because you're getting a no or there's a block or something does not mean that something is wrong with you. If you have not gotten that guidance to adjust tactics or what have you, which is not what's coming through here, you're being told to stay on course because you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, then know that it has nothing to do with you. Okay? So heal your heart. That is coming through. Heal your heart. And so you can get your mind right. And just stay on your path. Don't start questioning things and moving out of position. Stop getting pumped out of position. Because your journey of evolution is actually to grow into the Capricorn energy. Okay? Or sun in the 10th house. Not sun in first, sun in 10th. Okay? That's your evolution. It's not really to go to Leo. It's to go to the mountaintop. So step up, please. Do what you need to do to heal yourself. Take the time that you need for that, but don't start sabotaging. Don't start sabotaging. Okay. Those are the messages. I will get closing guidance here from the overall Queen of Scrolls here, and then we will call it a day. Didn't quite get to under 2 minutes, but we're close. We're only just a little bit over. Welcome to folks coming in. We are actually just finishing up now, but I invite you to circle back and watch the recording. With this, I highly recommend watching on the Inner Sun Alchemy YouTube channel rather than on IG in this case, just because it is such a long one, but I was giving messages to each of the 12 signs. And I will be going through and putting timestamps in later once the video is uploaded fully on YouTube. So that would be the best way to go through and find the specific signs that you want to watch. Look what came out, Sun and Nine of Cups. Thank you so much for coming back into work. No worries. Thank you for being here. Sun and Nine of Cups. You are blessed. You are protected. Okay. If you have a particular position, there are certain things that are entitled for that position, but please do not take that to be like full entitlement for just everything going your way and there not being any resistance. Like that is not how things work. But the ancestors really do, these messages are being provided to support your journey on achieving your desires and experiencing things that are really on your heart, to help you heal, to help you live a blessed life, to help you be a positive influence on the world around you. But these messages that came through are to help you more effectively show up in your life. These are key things that you may know, but other things that are kind of like buried in the subconscious or unconscious that you need to be made aware of so that you have a smoother experience or a simpler experience. Okay? But your elevated beneficial ancestors and the entire divine team is here for you and is walking with you. You are never alone. You are always in community. But, and this is important, you came here in this incarnation to go after what you want. It's the fact that things are not guaranteed is why you're thrilled to be here. As frustrating as it can be, as heartbreaking as it can be, as challenging as it can be, you're here because of it. Because there are things that can be experienced. There are things that you can, there are ways in which you can grow that actually can't happen in the spirit. This is a gift. Physical incarnation is a gift. And you're challenging yourself. You're actually like falling more deeply in love with yourself by exploring how you show up as you play the game of life. And I don't say the game to trivialize it, because the stakes are high. But it is a play, as in the Maya as a play. For my gamers out here, like, this is RPG shit. And the thing with this, with the stakes, is there's no, you can't come back within the same life. Most of the time. Sometimes folks do have like those near-death experiences and they do come back, but for the most part, I don't wish like near-death experiences on people. So some folks might have that, you know, those charms or those benefits, but for many, they're not necessarily going to be having that experience. You just get the one go in the incarnation. So how are you going to play your game? How are you going to level yourself up? What are you going to acquire on your side quests? Are you going to be smart about how you enter certain battles? Or are you just going to throw yourself into the lion's den willy-nilly? Right? Like, you don't play that way on a game. So why are you behaving that way in your own personal life? Like you'll literally spend however long deciding on the class you're going to be, the weapons you're going to have, the armor, the clothes, like all of that. The same thing is happening here. And as I have said forever, but also especially the last 2 weeks, you are a God walking the earth. What are you the God of? How are you showing up? Your human form, your human life, this is your avatar. How do you want your avatar to look and to be and to feel and to move through the world? When you walk into the tavern, right? And folks turn around to look at you like, what do you want them to see when you step out? And the same goes in the spirit, because we also evolve in the spirit as well. Have you gotten your wings yet in the spirit? Have you been crowned yet in the spirit? That means you got more to go. When you show up in the spirit, in the places that you go, in the different realms, what do you look like? I love that this energy is coming through, because it's like, yeah, like play with it more and be more intentional with it. And you can use the gaming thing as a reference point to kind of help with that. But as seriously as you can take it when you're like in something like that, like take this seriously. And the seriousness is not a heavy thing, but it's just like, oh no, I need to actually like sit and consider with these things. And I need to have my head in the game when I decide to play. Right? When I wake up in the morning, I need to have my head in the game. What am I actually going to like focus on? What territory am I going to be walking through? Who do I need to go talk to? What do I need to train on? What new ways do I need to level up? When you're winding down your gameplay for the day or for that sequence, you review and you think about, okay, like what do I need to get into next? Where should I go next? Do I need to actually train a little bit more before I like try to take on this big boss? Do I not want to bother with the side quest because I actually just want to get through this section and move on? You decide. And the thing is, with this game, it doesn't end until you die. And if you're blessed to be on this planet for 100+ years, trust and believe you have a lot more to grow into. So if 80-year-old you, say you're going to be here for 120 years in good, strong health with all your faculties. If you're at 80 looking back at you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, watching you like trip over whatever's happening right now, what would you say to yourself? Be like, listen, we got bigger fish to fry. Please focus on these 2 or 3 things. Even looking at yourself back to you in high school or college age, knowing what you know now, what would you tell that younger you differently to focus on, to set you up on a trajectory so that you have a better experience? You can actually do that. Your ancestors can help you shift your consciousness more timelessly, which is how your spirit, your soul sees you. It sees the past, present, and future, all the parallel timelines and possibilities it sees. And while, even if you don't know specifics about what you are necessarily stepping into, with the practice of Sankofa, you can actually determine, based off of what has been experienced in the past, key things that are important that you need to hold on to and incorporate moving forward. because while circumstances will change, often the same desires don't change. The way that those desires can show up can change, but the desires themselves are always going to be there. It's just they want to show up in different ways. So none of it's necessarily really new. It's just a new stage, a new arena. Right? Data analysis in, a healthcare setting is still data analysis in, a marketing agency setting. You're just looking at different things, but the technique is the same. That's what I'm meaning. The desire is the same. The environment may shift. You have to learn a little bit more about the environment, but those transferable skills remain the same. Those transferable desires remain the same. Set yourself up for success. That's these messages. Set yourself up for success. I'm gonna write that down. Set yourself up for success. And I'll put that in the description. All right, y'all, this has been lovely. We have talked long enough, or I've talked long enough. Y'all have been listening, but this has been plenty. So please do, circle back to this. When you do watch the recording, please, please, please go through the opening meditation and prayer and container setting first. Okay, and then get into the messages. I don't just do that for the time that I do that. That is always whenever I'm opening up space and setting container. That is energy healing work. That is energy dispensation work. That is downloads, activations, all those things. So if you're wanting that, if you can't afford to work with somebody, if you can't afford my prices, this is given freely. Please make use of it. Okay? And stop acting like you don't have access to these incredible resources. This is here for you. I do that for a reason. Okay? So get your upgrades. Let it be easy, because there's enough that is hard. Let this be easy. So receive that. Again, I'll be opening up enrollment for the 2025 Lightworker Incubator cohort at the end of November. Obviously, it's a ways out, but I'm telling you now because the call is going out and has gone out. Please say yes to Spirit. If that is the call, come through and get your energetic upgrades, get your support the elevation of your ancestors, support your work here as Earth Guardian and all the things in heaven. Like, let's get to it. If you would like to work with me, you can set up a free discovery call, either on the sessions page of my website, or if you're on IG, I have the link in my bio for that. And yeah, I am still debating if I'm going to do a 2025 astrology workshop or sessions. I'm leaning more towards workshop, but if I do, I most likely will do that in the middle to late part of January, just because I'm going to be focused on enrollment for the incubator in December. And then I'm going on winter break. So I don't want to be splitting focus with that, but we'll see. We'll see what Spirit has for me. I'm staying malleable on that. I'm not feeling a big pull for doing it, but yeah, if I do it, I'm not sure when, but I'll just let Spirit direct, and then whoever gets in, and that will be it. I'm not going to stress about it. Any questions before I bounce about these messages or anything else that just popped up? Any questions, comments, concerns, questions about working with me, questions about incubator? Oh, alumni, please come through for the alumni group. I know I sent an email out, but I'm asking again, please come through sooner rather than later. Okay. We have our first live session for this new group on November 2nd, which is the first Saturday. That'll be at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so come through. Please come through before so you can get settled in the space. And also there's other work that needs to be done in the spirit. I'm working on some stuff right now with some other light workers who are also in the space. Some angelic military campaigns, because yeah, it is a mess in certain parts of the realms. But there's also opportunity for a lot of healing and evolution. So I want my people to come in. So if you're a Lightworker Incubator alum, please do come through. If for some reason you don't have the link to sign up, just reach out to me via email, send me a DM or something, and I'll send you the link. Okay, no questions? We good? Think we're good? All right. For IG folks, please, please, please follow me on YouTube and subscribe to me there, because most of the time I'm actually just live streaming on YouTube, and you've missed out on a lot of the previous Oracle talks. So please do go and check those out. But also go check out this video because I will have the timestamps, okay? YouTube folks, you're more than welcome to follow me on IG. You don't have to. But regardless, for both people, please do also subscribe to my newsletter, okay? That is the way I stay in contact with everyone directly, regardless of what is going on these social media platforms, because, you know, they can go down or what have you. So if you want to stay connected with me, stay connected to the blog posts that I put up on a variety of topics, please do that there. Either in the description box below, I have the newsletter sign up, or you can find that on the link in my bio on IG, okay? All right, y'all, this has been great. Love you much. God willing, I will see you next Thursday at 10. All right, bye.